Yeah, he goes, well, it's only just your biceps that are feeling. Your body as a whole feels pretty good though, doesn't it? And he's like, the dude that's watching in the background, like, I don't know, his body looks pretty freaking messed up right now, doesn't it? Coach Greg, and finally we have the secret. Chris Hemsworth, we figured out why he's so jacked, and it's not PEDs, it's not chicken, broccoli, and rice. It's blood occlusion or blood restricted training. It's a secret. Just watch a 7-minute video and explain what he's doing, why, what are the benefits, the pros, the cons, does it work, and where did this come from, what is it for, should you in fact give it a try? And you all thought it was PEDs. Shame on you for doubting him. Y'all know Chris, 100% natural. Not talking about Chris Bumstead, the other famous Chris Hemsworth. And as I watch this, it already has over 5 million views, so I'm sure thousands of people around the world are soon going to be flocking to doing this kind of training, looking to look like Chris himself. And Chris Hemsworth, not Chris Bumstead, because chances of looking like Chris Bumstead, almost zero, and even Chris Hemsworth, well, close to zero, but at least maybe 1%. Probably way less than 1.
Restricting blood flow to the biceps, what happens is your slow twitch muscle fibers go, well, hang on, we've got no oxygen.
And as you can see, it takes some time to set up, and it's not pleasant, it's not fun per se. In fact, it's quite torturous, as you'll soon see. He's explaining what it does, and it's going to restrict blood flow, increase lactic acid, and increase growth hormone. And yeah, there is some evidence to support that there's going to be increases in growth hormone, but it's not going to do what you think it's going to do. This increase in growth hormone is very beneficial if you're in rehab. If you're injured, you can't lift heavy weights. It's going to help repair ligaments, tendons, and so on. Enhance recovery. But these are for people who are injured. It's more so something that came about to help with injury repair, people who couldn't go to the gym and train like regular folk, like you and me. So they have to lift very light weights, 20-30% of their 1 rep max, and do high repetitions. So they're looking a way that they could train people with very low weights, but still affect some growth and some tissue repair. So you have to be careful. You don't want to put the bands on too tight and create numbness and pain and do your sets, because you could in fact do some damage. It's not healthy per se to wrap a bunch of bands around your arms, block blood flow, and go work out. It can in fact be dangerous. So all you TikTokers of the world, be careful. Don't just start making viral videos, blocking off your blood, training for 10 minutes, and getting injured.
Yeah, this is my point. We don't even have to go heavy.
And the irony of this is, he's saying, this is my point, you don't need to go that heavy. Chris Hemsworth's like, I don't want to lift that heavy, he looks a little bit too heavy. And as the camera zooms in on his arm, you can see all the veins, it looks cool, blood flow's blocked, so the veins are popping out, and he has fantastic arms, looks incredible. But notice they're lifting lighter weights. Not heavier, lighter. What happens when you train lighter? Do you think you build as much muscle doing really light weights? He's lifting 10-pound dumbbells. Do you think lifting 10-pound dumbbells will build as much muscle as if he were lifting, say, 30s, 40s maybe? It's Chris, he probably can handle 30 or 40-pound dumbbells, but he's lifting 10 pounds. So let's say there was a benefit. Build more muscle, increase growth hormone. But what about the fact that he now is training with way lighter weights? He's not going to be able to create the same kind of training stimulus from lifting the higher weights. So you benefit on one end possibly from the growth hormone and lose on the other end from not training as heavy. So there's a trade-off. So just because you gain one benefit from doing one thing doesn't mean it's automatically better. It's like training to failure. Of course, you're going to grow more muscle if you train to failure, but not if it's at the expense of recovery and you can't recover from training to failure. That's why when I tell a beginner to join the gym, I tell them to train half-ass. You don't walk in the gym on day one and do every set to failure. You need to work up to that progressive overload. So just because one thing can be beneficial doesn't mean the entire process is going to help him out. My argument is if you start adding this into your training programs, you will not get better results, probably get worse, or at best, the same. And you got to waste your time putting these things on. It's going to take up a lot of time and do rep after rep, and it is not comfortable. He does a giant set for 5 minutes, hates it, can't stand it. And rather than that, couldn't you just done one more rep? One more set? Rather than go through all this torture, find the lowest hanging fruit, working harder than last time, and do that. People are always looking for the quick fix, the new fad, rather than just doing what we know to work. Train harder. Train harder than the last time. Unless you're overtraining, training harder is the key.
This is it. It's now not about weight. This isn't about mechanical tension. That's not what we're trying to train. We're trying to train your body's ability to tolerate lactic acid. That's what we're training right now. It's completely different.
And so he says it's not about mechanical tension. He just does 10 pounds for about 10 reps. Very easy. Then he very slowly walks over to the rope. And he's going to do 5-second hold this way, 5-second hold that way. Back and forth, doing this with the curls back and forth, very slowly, taking his time to do this.
They're about to throw up.
And already he describes it as, my arms want to throw up. He's done 10-pound curls for 10 reps and held himself up for about 10 seconds. Already hates his life, already wants to throw up.
And it doesn't matter if it just gets ugly. Yes, there you go, there you go.
And he says, doesn't matter if it's going to get ugly, as in your form doesn't matter, just do it, just get through it.
I don't know about this.
And it's funny, he's like, yeah, I don't know about this. He hates it. His coach is screaming, cheering him on. He's going to put him through. The camera's right there. He has to go through it. But is this seem sustainable? Is this the way you want to train for the rest of your life, to build up those arms? Doesn't look like a lot of fun. And fun is, in fact, important. If you don't like the training that you're doing, how likely you stick to it? Coach might tell you should go for runs every day. You don't like running. How long are you going to stick to it? If you don't like blood occlusion training, if you hate it, don't do it. It's not going to work. You can't stick to it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse.
And let's be honest, that wasn't a full 5 seconds. It's generous, 4 tops. And he says, this is awful. Does it really seem like the training you should be doing?
Oh, this was awful.
Let's go.
Oh, I feel a bit sick.
You will feel like that.
He feels sick. He's wondering if there's something wrong. Doesn't want to do this. And you can see he's already pausing. He's resting too long. It's all about time under tension, but he's not keeping tension on the muscle now, is he? And think of this. Chris Hemsworth is an animal. Check out his physique. Look what he goes through to get in shape for movie roles. Are you as motivated and as disciplined as Chris Hemsworth? Do you have a coach screaming at you to go harder than last time, to keep going? Well, aside from me right now in a video, but do you have this? And so if Chris can barely make his way through this, what chance do you think that you have if you're doing this kind of training?
Ah, Jesus, dude, it's left arm.
Yeah, it will. Yep.
Yep. Let's go. Let's do it. Do it. So he's all psyched up. He's pumped up. But do you think Chris would be able to do this on his own if he was just in the gym, just training without that coach there, trying to get the blood occlusion training with the 9 or 10 pound dumbbells? Does this really feel like the most effective workout for you? This was developed to help rehab patients, to train after being injured, to rehabilitate. If you're just trying to get the gains, to look jacked in a tank or maybe on the beach, is this really the type of training you need to do? And again, he's not holding it for 5 seconds, and you can see he's taking his time from one event to the next. It's too hard.
Oh, it feels so gross, dude.
Let's go.
And as gross as he feels, he slowly walks about 1 mile an hour back to the dumbbell curls as his coach is screaming, "Let's go!" Only he's not going very fast now, is he?
It's not about technique. It's not about technique. It's not about the weight.
Since when do people say it's not about technique? So throw away technique and just swing the weight up. Just get it up there. Reminds me of CrossFit. Is blood occlusion training actually CrossFit in disguise? Is that there they recruit their CrossFitters? Just kidding, all you CrossFitters out there. But you know it's just cheating when you do your chin-ups, right?
10. Yes. Finish. One more. 5 seconds. Dude. 10 seconds. It's all over. 10 seconds. It's all over. 10 seconds. It's all over.
That's what she said.
The rope climb will feel easy after this. Train hard, fight easy. Let's go.
He said, train hard, fight easy. I do believe it's train harder than last time, the saying. Train hard, fight easy. Yeah, I'm going to train hard and I'm going to go into a fight and just fight really easy and get the shit kicked out of me. Train hard, fight harder than last time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it.
And I love it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. As he comes down after 3 seconds.
2, 1. Done. Done.
And that's also what I said last night. Done. You get it, right?
Oh, well, you know that lactic accumulation, like lactic acid, but also as well, what happens as a result is growth hormone just goes like...
And so he's saying, yeah, but now that you have all that lactic acid, and yeah, it makes you feel like you want to throw up, or at least your arms do, but now the growth hormone's through the roof. Only there isn't a direct correlation between this increase in growth hormone temporarily and increases in muscle mass. Just because you have increases in growth hormone after this doesn't translate into more muscle. What it was shown to do is more so to repair injuries in people who are rehabbing the tendons and ligaments, not to look like Ronnie Coleman. Jay Cutler, it's not like that. So doing this kind of training, it's not going to turn you into the next Chris Bumstead. And if the research were so great in support of this, don't you think Chris Bumstead would be posting videos of arm occlusion training? Think of it. Who wants to improve his biceps more than Chris Bumstead? Chris would be doing this every workout if he thought it could help even 1%. Notice he doesn't do it. The reason is, probably doesn't work. At least not for the intended purposes of what you're seeing here in this video, which is to make Chris Hemsworth have more jacked arms than last time.
Replicate an intensity that's almost impossible to get to.
Oh, my hands are purple, dude.
Yeah, well...
So his hands are purple, he feels so sick, and does he look like he can now train hard? If you do this and it takes away from your ability to train hard in other aspects, maybe he's going to have to go easier on triceps training. Maybe the rest of his biceps workout is going to be negatively impacted from doing this. So just because one thing might work doesn't mean it's going to have an overall benefit to your entire training program.
The biceps, they just feel like they're about to be sick. The body as a whole, less so.
I don't know, I reckon his body's pretty sick right now. My entire body.
Yeah, he goes, well, it's only just your biceps that are feeling. Your body as a whole feels pretty good though, doesn't it? And he's like, the dude that's watching in the background, like, I don't know, his body looks pretty freaking messed up right now, doesn't it? I mean, I'm watching this. Does it look like it's only his arms that are fatigued here? Or does Chris look like he's in a freaking mess?
It'd be so hard, wouldn't it? So by actually restricting the blood flow, you replicate an intensity that's almost impossible to get to.
I swear it's talking about sexy time this entire time with the occlusion and the restricting blood flow and the done and the 10 more seconds. I mean, this could be the entirety of a Will Tennyson video.
And it's not just my biceps. That was good. Oh, Christ.
And quite literally, he says, it's my entire body. It's not just my biceps. So before you start making blood occlusion videos on TikTok hoping to go viral, realize this. It's probably not going to work. Probably not beneficial. You probably just need to go harder than last time in the gym. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IP Pro. Watch the bloops. Please watch one of those. Harder than last time supplements. Click the link in the description. Also that cookbook. You know, I got the freaking cookbook, the training book, coaching plans that I do with my team to help you be the best version of yourselves. We're not going to include blood flow restriction training in there. And subscribe and click that bell button. Follow me on TikTok. Do that. Instagram. And until next time, I am out.